Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're tackling what is, honestly, the most notoriously tricky topic in Spanish grammar for English speakers. Yep, we're talking about choosing between por and para. If you've ever frozen mid-sentence, just blindly guessing which one to use, trust me, you are not alone. You're in exactly the right place. By the end of our time together, you're going to have a rock-solid mental framework to know exactly when to use which. But really, why is it so difficult? Why do we constantly trip up on this? Well, in English, we kind of have it easy. We just lean on one simple word, for. Right? I bought this for you, I was late for class, I studied for 3 hours. But in Spanish, por and para carry entirely different logical weights. They aren't just interchangeable translations. They actually represent fundamentally different ways of thinking about time, movement, cause, and purpose. So we basically need to build a brand new mental framework. And here is our roadmap for today. We're going to break down 5 key differences: purpose versus reason, recipient versus proxy, deadline versus approximate time, direction versus route, and finally, opinion versus exchange. Let's dive right in. Difference number 1, purpose versus reason. This is absolutely crucial, probably the most fundamental difference of them all. Think of it like this. Are you looking forward at a goal or backward at a cause? Para is your forward-looking preposition. You use it to express the purpose or the ultimate goal of an action, kind of like saying in order to. Now, por is your backward-looking preposition. It expresses the cause or the reason why something already happened. Think of it as because of. To put that into perspective, let's look at this in action. Here we have a student with a clear future target. Estudio español para comunicarme. I study Spanish in order to communicate. The goal is out there in the future. Now, on the flip side, imagine getting caught in a massive downpour. No fui a clase por la lluvia. I didn't go to class because of the rain. The rain is the past cause. So whether you're exercising para mantenerse saludable, to stay healthy, or you're running late por el tráfico, because of the traffic, it always comes down to forward goal versus backward cause. All right, difference number 2, recipients versus proxies. This category is all about people. Para identifies the recipient of an item, basically who is ultimately getting the thing you're talking about. Por, on the other hand, identifies a proxy. It tells us that someone is taking action as a substitute or acting on behalf of someone else. For example, when you're handing someone a gift, you'd say, este regalo es para Ana. This gift is for Anna. She is the final destination for that present, just like buying flowers para mi madre. But let's say you're signing a document because your sibling can't be there. Then you'd say, firmé el documento por mi hermano. I signed the document on behalf of my brother. You're stepping into his shoes. You'd use the exact same logic if you had to speak to a professor por mi compañero, acting on behalf of your classmate. Moving on to difference number 3, deadlines versus approximate time. When you're dealing with the clock or the calendar, time is a huge indicator. And para is strict. It indicates a hard deadline or a firm due date to get something done. Por is wonderfully vague. It just gives you an approximate moment in time or a really loose window. Listen to how this completely changes the meaning. Necesito el informe para mañana. I need the report by tomorrow. That is a firm, non-negotiable deadline. Now contrast that with te llamaré por la tarde. I will call you in the afternoon. There's literally no specific minute attached to it, just a broad period of the day. So remember, a strict deadline means para, a general time of day is por. Okay, difference number 4, direction versus route. Shifting our focus to physical travel, we actually see a recurring theme of finality here. Para indicates the final destination or the specific direction you're heading toward, the end of the journey. Por represents the route itself. It's the place you go through, pass by, or travel along. Think about it like this. If you're boarding a flight with a final target in mind, you say, salgo para Madrid mañana. I leave for Madrid tomorrow. But if you're just wandering along a path, enjoying the day, you say, caminamos por el parque. We walk through the park. The park isn't the final destination. It's just the area you're moving through. It's like taking a train para Valencia, but passing por esa calle right through that street to actually get there. And finally, difference number 5, opinions versus exchanges. In conversations where you're sharing your personal thoughts or maybe dealing with some sort of commerce, para is your absolute go-to preposition for stating a personal opinion, an evaluation, or a comparison. It's basically the Spanish equivalent of saying, according to me. Por, conversely, is strictly used for transactions. So for a physical exchange, a substitution, or quoting a specific price, you always want por. So expressing your viewpoint after walking out of a movie theater sounds like this. Para mí, esta película es excelente. For me, this movie is excellent. Or maybe you're evaluating someone's skills. Para su edad, habla muy bien español. For his age, he speaks Spanish very well. On the other hand, a physical or financial transaction requires por. Compré el libro por $20. I bought the book for $20. Those $20 are literally swapping places with the book. Let's look at a quick rules summary and then jump into a final exercise. If you take away just one mental snapshot from this explainer today, make it this one right here. If you are looking ahead at a purpose, giving something to a final recipient, heading to a final destination, or facing a hard deadline, you want para. Think of it as the arrow hitting the target. But if you're looking backward at a reason, traveling along a route, making an exchange, quoting a price, or just referencing an approximate time, you want por. All right, let's actually put this into practice. I highly encourage you to pause the explainer right now and try to solve these 4 fill-in-the-blank questions using the new rules we just talked about. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, let's look at them together. Number 1, este regalo is blank ti. Well, it's a gift going to a recipient, so it's para ti. Number 2, llegué tarde blank el tráfico. Traffic is the past cause of you being late, so it's por el tráfico. Number 3, caminamos blank la playa. You're moving along a route, so for sure, it's por la playa. And number 4, salimos blank Barcelona mañana. Barcelona is your final destination, so it's para Barcelona. So, how did you do? Honestly, getting the hang of this really just takes practice, but utilizing these clear conceptual categories makes it so much more manageable. So I'll leave you with this final thought. ¿Estás listo para hablar español por todas partes? Are you ready to speak Spanish everywhere? Notice how we cheekily snuck both of them in there. Keep practicing, keep visualizing those targets and routes, and you'll be mastering this in no time. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.